Hi everyone, welcome to episode 1 of Nemo's Corner season 4. Woo! Okay, so in this episode we will try to ease all your worries about getting a job in the art industry. So, personal backgrounds first of all, because we're going to be hashtag relatable. Jokey, what would you like to be?
I would like to be a vis dev artist or character designer. Like that's the end goal.
What about you, Dea? What would you like to be?
Oh, I'd love to be a character designer, like specifically in like the video game industry, because like I've been I've been passionate about video games for like most of my life. So yeah. How about you, Ada?
Oh,
I would like to be a concept artist for video games. um since I also too I quite enjoy dabbling in the video games. Speaking of, actually, to our viewers, we have a special guest who has already achieved all of our aspirations. He's worked in Sony, Netflix, and Disney for films like Moana 2, Wish, Wendell Wild as a character designer, illustrator, and visual development artist, amongst other things. And the crazy thing is, oh my god, he's Filipino and he's representing our culture, and it's very honoring to bask in his presence. Today we are going to introduce Kenny Leoncito. Wow!
wow. Oh my God. I've never been introed before. Thank you. That's so amazing. Wow.
Yes.
Hi. Hi, guys. I'm Kenny. I'm a character designer and illustrator based in Los Angeles. And yes, it's true. I draw pictures for a living. Yes. Thank you for having me. Yay.
Of course. Okay, so I think we can get started with like the questions. So just like casual, keep it casual. We'll keep the ball rolling. So, okay, so first one. So could you talk to us about your journey as a character designer? Like, how did you get into that space, and like, how did it feel starting out? And like, how does it feel now?
Oh my gosh. Well, when I first came into the industry, I actually came in as an illustrator for like set designing and concept art. My first job was at Wendell Wild, which is a stop motion feature production with Netflix. And I actually, after leaving school, I kind of abandoned the idea of going to character design right away, because so many of my instructors were like, don't you know there's only like 3 jobs in character design and you want to do it in feature? Like, you can't even draw. Like, what the hell? And so I was like, damn, actually, maybe I can't draw. But then I think like it was during the pandemic. The pandemic started and I moved from Portland, where the production was being held, back home to Canada. And while I was holed up in Canada, I was like, life is short. Let's just do it. So at that time, one of my like mentors, who would later become my mentor, and one of my peers, James Woods, had reached out to me saying, "Oh, Disney is actually opening up a position for character design traineeship. You should apply." And I was like, "Me?" Because at the time, like all my drawings that I was doing like character design at the time, like on Instagram, was just like fan art. I was like, okay, well, I will see. I will see if I can. And then I just like locked in on making a portfolio, and then I got into the program. And that was pretty much the start of my character design career. And it was really scary at first because I literally moved from Canada to the US during the pandemic. And there was a lot of weird things about race happening in the US also. I mean, it's still happening, whatever, but anyway. But yeah, that's the tea of that. Wait, there was another part to this question. How does it feel now? So yeah, it was really scary coming in, and now I feel like character design is still a little scary, but it's also fun. I think I feel a little bit more comfortable in my role as a character designer. I don't know if I'm the best character designer, But I'm I'm trying to find more ways of enjoying the art that I'm making and making my time on Earth worthwhile. You feel me?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I love that mindset of like, you know what, just do it. You're gonna die anyway.
That's
Like,
Yeah. Just go for it. Whatever.
so I think this question was already like sort of answered to the last ones, but like since you came in um as an illustrator, like was character design like somewhat your did you know that you wanted to be a character designer?
I always like character design. Obviously, when you're like looking at all the art books, like the character design section is so interesting because those are the actors of the story, right?
Mhm.
And obviously, when I was doing my personal work, I love drawing characters too. Um, we all grew up drawing characters, and it was kind of like my guilty pleasure. Like I knew I wasn't maybe the best and maybe not the most qualified, but I really liked it. And uh yeah, that it just goes back to just like, oh, well, maybe I'm not the best at it, but I'll just push for it anyways, and we'll see if people resonate with it. They resonate with it. If they would decide to take a chance on me for the characters that I do draw, then I get closer to like my ideal career that I want to be in, right? Um, so character design, uh, yeah, I guess it was one of my goals back then too. Even though I had kind of settled to do visual development because I think I felt more confident in my abilities at the time to like do concept art and background design and all that. But in my heart of hearts, I was like, I want to do character. That's cool.
Mhm.
Honestly, like, yeah, we could see like how strong you were in visual development because we looked through your theses, like the three of us.
Oh,
We were so gagged.
Yeah. We
We were like, this is so well planned out.
oh my
Yeah.
actually,
God,
actually
really?
it was before like I found you in like I in like Instagram. Our art our like art history prof like played your thesis film.
Really?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
like a
'cause
big deal
we were
Yeah.
in our lore.
we were learning
We're just
about
little
like
guys.
we were
Like
learning about
literally.
Oh
like
my
historical
God.
paintings and like Juan Luna. So like our
Oh my
prof made us watch that, and
God.
then I was like, wait. And then like after
Gag.
that, I didn't know that it was from you at the time until like I think it was like mid last year when the K-pop Demon Hunters came out. Then I saw the fan art, and then I did some digging. I was like, oh my gosh, wait. Oh, you're the person that made the film. Yeah,
Yes.
so good, so good.
Wait,
Just to
That's
say,
that's
you're
true.
such an icon. Oh my
That's
wait,
god.
that's
true.
crazy. I
It
didn't I
is.
didn't realize that it was being shown. I don't know if my film should be shown as a historical reference or anything. I really that film was maybe I mean it's really just historical fiction from my part,
Hmm.
right? Um we I especially in Canada, whenever it came to anything in regards to Filipino history, all of it has to be done on like your own personal end. Like that's your own personal interest because they're obviously not teaching that stuff at all. Like you have to go digging for Fernando Amarsolo's work or Juan Luna's work or whoever. Um, but I'm really touched. Honestly, someone should have called me out like legally to be like, "Girl, why are you making this kind of like fiction?" But yeah, it's my Juan Luna's done headcanon fan fiction. And I'm glad that everyone liked it.
Yeah, thanks so
No, yeah, we
much.
do. We do like it.
Hopefully,
I was so gagged.
yeah.
I was like, the way that you integrated all the paintings. I was like, girl.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
like while we were having like our meeting like last week. Yeah, we were watching that. We were rewatching that film. It's like, oh my god, I'm gagged, bro.
I was like, why didn't I think of that? Because we're also in the middle of our thesis, so it's like, oh yeah, I could just do that.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a. I felt like those paintings already held so much strong emotions. So I did kind of like cheat a little bit because I was like, well, that should just be my color script. Like whatever this is, that should really dictate how the vibe is. Um,
Mhm.
but wait, are you all in your last year of school?
We are like me and
Me, I
Jokey.
am.
I'm not. I just got here.
Oh my God, girl, good luck. And also you too,
I'll
good
be
luck
there.
graduating. Also, that's so
That's why
exciting.
we're like genuinely tweaking. Like, what are our jobs even?
I'm
Oh
I'm
my
just I'm just
God.
I'm just waiting for my impending doom, but
That's true.
I
I'm
believe
just
yeah, I believe
I'm
it.
just waiting. I'm like magically applying to every game company. I'm like wishing.
Oh my God, I'm manifesting it for you guys. Okay.
Thanks
yeah,
so
thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, speaking of your influences, right? Because it's so influency. What?
When the influences are influencing.
It's true.
Oh my God,
So,
influencing 𝐿𝐴𝐿
Keywords are being farmed.
can you tell us about the media or your experience that influenced your art? Like for me personally, it's games like The Witcher and Dea. What about you?
I love
Oh,
Persona.
love. Love that.
I'm
Yes.
I don't play a
Jokey?
lot of games, but then like I always go back to Steven Universe. Like that just
Oh,
has
yes.
for
So,
I
sure.
do you
love.
have like any of those media that you hold deep in your heart that influence the way that you did your character designs?
Oh my
Also, your
gosh.
experience as a Filipino, of course.
Well, yes. Honestly, if I'm gonna be real, the biggest influence in my life has probably been like anime. Like I just watched so much anime like as a kid, from like Cardcaptor Sakura to like Sailor Moon and like niche titles like Umineko no Nakokoro ni Higurashi no Nakokoro ni like oh I love Maho Shoujo Madoka Magica Hangakyo no Monogatari. I love that too. Like
Yeah.
I there's those ones are really like the pillars of I guess my interest because like wait hold on I was like showing my friends this earlier. I don't know if it's gonna catch with the green screen, but the way I was drawing back then, I was like, dude, honestly, nothing has changed for me, Loki. Like, it's kind of an artist. And so I think when you look at my character design, visual development work, you can still kind of see like my anime faves are still there. Like I was drawing like chibis and stuff.
Oh my
Oh my
god! Oh
god!
my god!
That
This
is
takes
Yeah.
me
so
back to
time
like
period piece.
yeah,
I
like this
was
is giving
drawing
2010. Is
like
that how?
Haruhi.
Oh my god,
You know,
Haruhi, you know ball. You
well,
know
of
ball.
course, Haruhi is my favorite. Haruhi was my like one of my faves, and I know it aged really badly, but I still watch that Nagato Yuki fight scene, and I'm like, oh my god, they ate this up so bad. Like, it's so good.
I've been thinking of rewatching Haruhi because like something clicked in my head like last week. Oh my god, I
Yes.
remember the song like God knows. Oh my god, I was yeah. Dude, oh my god, it's like I want to rewatch. Anyway,
It's so good. Like, there's something just about the aesthetics that I really like. So, even when I was at Disney, I think a comment that I kept getting was like, oh, like the way that I draw definitely has that kind of influence. Um, and yeah, so I can't shake that bug from me, I think. But
dude,
then I think a lot of my aesthetic inspirations are definitely drawn from like obviously Filipino culture. Like I take that as a huge subject matter. Um, Growing up in Canada, there isn't a lot, I mean, of like references um, to build my kind of visual vocabulary. So many things of like Filipino folklore that I received was really formed by like stories that my cousins would just tell me, like ghost stories or stories of a swang. So like all of that was I never had a strong face to it. Aside from like ABS-CBN like teleserie, right? Like I watched Plastic Man and that was it. Like that's all I got. Like as far as like what is it? Mamba Barang? Is that the bug one? Mamba Barang?
The
Anyways, one of those.
yeah, I think.
Which one is it? The bug one.
Trying to
Girl,
remember.
you're more patriotic than us.
Oh, it's one of them. Anyways,
the only
um
one I remember is like what Gagamboy or something like that.
Oh, that's true, Gagamboy.
Oh yeah.
I do remember that.
I think that
there we go. Um and then I'll actually currently, my inspirations right now, I'm looking at a lot of folk Catholic traditions. I mean, my mom and my family's really super mega religious. And so I've just been like looking at icons and things, and I'm just like, honestly, this kind of eats like what's going on.
I
Like,
get that.
right? I don't know. There's something about the mystery of it where I'm just like, damn,
That's
Yeah.
true.
that
That's
eats.
culture
Actually,
oomph.
speaking of, like, have you like when was the last time you've been in the Philippines? If you've been yet.
Yeah, I went. Oh my God. I was still working at Disney at the time. So it must have been like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Um, and I went, my parents are Kapampangan. Oh, my mom's Kapampangan and my dad's Bicolano. So we
Oh,
went
okay.
there and then we also went to Baguio just to see Baguio.
Oh, I love Baguio. Baguio's so nice.
They have
Yes.
nice thrift shops. They have nice thrift stores. I love Baguio.
It's
Yes.
so cute.
That's true. I love Baguio a
Wow.
normal amount. So, with all of that, what's your underrated tip in the character design process?
Oh my God. An underrated tip. Okay. If you want to be in character design, what I would say is actually the most important thing. And this is a skill that I don't think I even necessarily strongly possess. It's something I really think I'm realizing, oh my God, wait, this is actually so important. And that is you need to be able to iterate like your ideas really clearly and very appealingly in rough. Those drawings, if someone gives you an assignment, you need to just bang out those ideas in rough form, like as much as you can. Like it actually, the clean, nice drawing actually doesn't really matter until the very, very, very end. Those rough drawings are the ones that the directors are going to be like, oh my God, wow, this is so good. This is so helpful. Thank you that you ate this up. Because if you just give them the nice drawings or the cleanup drawings, they're just like, okay, anyway. So now what?
Oh,
So it's
okay.
like you have
Um,
to churn it out until something like sticks.
Yeah.
Mhm.
yes, I think there's something about that skill that needs to be cultivated of creating these complete ideas in rough. Um, like there's something about the volume of it and the quality of it that I think conveys more important like intellectual currency to the directors when they're seeing it. Like because those ideas are in rough, you're just instilling onto the directors thoughts about proportion, thoughts about uh, the way a character may feel when they're on the screen, and that actually is more valuable than the way it's rendered,
That's
because
true.
all of that can be done later. Yeah.
That's true.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It's
That's-
kind of like, you know what? Like if with a director, be like how you perceive it is also how I perceive it. I low-key planned all of this.
Yes, exactly, exactly. I think also when it's rough, the director they can kind of think that it was their idea, or like they can interject their thoughts about it. Like they get to finish the image in their mind of how this
Oh, that's
image
true.
has to be.
Mhm.
But I guess like it's really just also like a really good thing to like be able to, know by heart what your idea is, right?
Yes. Mhm.
Like that's how you're able to like effectively, deliver it to like whoever the director, whoever else you're working with. So we already discussed this earlier about like how you incorporate like your Filipino identity in your works. So the next question would be like could you talk to us like could you tell us about like your thought process, or like how you gather like references for for like the Filipino culture things, like how do you go about it, like where do you find your sources, your references?
A lot of it is like I dig around for books for uh like folklore books and books about myths from different areas or um, different practices, different indigenous practices in different places. Honestly, because there is a level to where like the amount of information you can get online ends up becoming a little bit like I don't know how credible these sources are. So sometimes you'll see a whole thing and then it's just on like a blog and then you're like, but what is this actually what are the actual references that like corroborate the truth of this? Or but also maybe it doesn't matter anyways. But a lot of it is really like when I see these solid sources that I can either find from other like thankfully there are a lot of online Filipino bookstores or there's a local book I guess somewhat local bookstore in LA that specializes in Filipino books. Or when I went to the Philippines, I'd like really try to hunt for as many Filipino books as I can. But I will say it is kind of hard because like you go to the mall and you go to like what is it called? National Bookstore and it's just like it's like office supplies and published fan fiction and you're like, what's happening?
Yeah.
That's true. That's what I felt. I was like, why is this Loki Funko Pop land now? What is this? I hate consumerism.
But yeah,
No.
it just goes to show like how how buried like indigenous Filipino culture is even here within the country. It's
That's
yeah,
true.
and that's
That's
why like
true.
we appreciate like you people like you like bringing to life the Filipino essence, like our history,
Yeah.
our indigenous
Oh.
backgrounds,
That's true.
the lost
Thank
art.
you.
That is, yeah. So
It's super hard. Like you really have to dig and the more you find out, the more you're like these stories are all so different depending on who's saying it and where it's from because every location has a different foundation or have been influenced by different what are they called like international visitors that have affected the way that they maybe the origin of this of a certain myth or a certain practice and belief. And so even coming from one person like myself, it's that's really just drawn from my lens as a queer Filipino based in Canada/the US, right? Like I'm really interjecting some kind of fantasy that is informed by Western aesthetics and Catholic trauma. Like that's really like what that's the most that I can do. And I hope like I am doing my best to be honorable and respectful to the subject. But I do acknowledge that it's not an objective truth. It's just my subjective creative opinion of something that I hope is still resonant with other people.
that's kind of the beauty of it though, because looking at Filipino culture, like actual like pure Filipino culture, we can like
Yes.
see like the diversity, like what you mentioned, like it's gonna like a story is gonna be different depending on who you hear it from. Like it could be different from someone from Bicol, someone from Ilocos, something like that. And
Yes.
yeah, because like Filipino culture is like deeply rooted in just like word of mouth or something like that, like back then. So
Yes.
that's why I get when you said like it's so hard to find credible primary sources to like gather these things.
But even then, it's like, even if it is just subjective, and even if there is like a mixture of different perspectives towards it, it's still very
Right.
heartwarming that we can still have this kind of visibility as like a Filipinos, like, because in here, at least in the Philippines, we are still very Western centric in that we don't even know these things about our culture as well. So it's like having character designers who have a platform and who are constantly like serving Filipino. It's like
Oh.
no matter what happens, at least we're still here.
Yes, this Filipinacy is being served.
Yes, it is indeed. But like, yeah,
Yes.
actually, I'm not sure if you've been here already, but like the next time you do visit, I would highly recommend like the Museum of like Anthropology, Fine Arts Museum. Like
Yeah.
it's so great. Like
I want to go. When I first visited, so the when I made my film, I had gone to the National Museum to see the Spoliarium in person, and uh, and then I think I went to the Anthropology Museum and I took a bunch of photos, and then I lost my phone, or like my phone got water damage, and I lost all the photos that I took of being there, and I was like so
oh
sad. But I definitely have to go visit again and like see
yeah.
the exhibits and everything.
Hmm.
And then you visit our school and you meet us and you're like,
Yeah. Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god! I'll be like, hey,
that's
Yay. Oh my god. Oh my
That's
god.
Filipino
Boom.
Oh my god. Oomphy.
that's Oompy.
The F standing for Filipino.
Yeah.
One of my Filipinos.
Yes, my Oompy.
One of my Filipinos indeed.
I love that.
Now that we're here, okay, so looking back at your entry portfolio, what did you think was the piece that really got you through the door? Like, do you think there was like you had like an iconic piece that like just kind of snowballed into everything that you have now?
I think. Well, my first job again was was working at Wendell Wild as a set designer / illustrator, right? So it definitely was my portfolio for that film. By the time I had done that, I had already made like one previous iteration of like a 𝐂𝐨𝐬𝐿 portfolio. I tried adapting the Sleeping Beauty fairy tale to Mariang Makiling, because
Oh
I
yeah.
was. And that's such an old portfolio. I think I removed the link to it. But my first job. Well, okay, hold on. For my feature one, for like really getting my foot out the door, like right out of school, I think just the general body of the work was really important, because I was recommended to that job by a friend who knew the production designer, whose aesthetics kind of was where I was living in, like design wise, because they were looking at Lou Romano's work. Because Wendell Wild is a film directed by Henry Selick, and Henry Selick really loves the work of Lou Romano, and he uses all these beautiful, like very graphic design language. And at the time when I was in school, I was really inspired by like Chris Sasaki's work, and like Willie Reel's kind of shape language, and so it felt like a nice pair off. When they were given the recommendation of my work, it felt like they already had a buy-in, because the kind of stuff I was creating felt like it lived in what they were anticipating to make for the film. And I think that's a general rule. When you make a portfolio, you should create work that, if you have a dream studio in mind, if you apply for a job with a studio in mind, right? Your work should feel like, they should feel like your work would fit into the roster of everything they have going on. Like when I got into Disney, I pretty much laid out every single Art of Disney book in my collection, like in front of me in like a ritual circle, and then I kind of blacked out for a month. And like, the whole mental process is like, I have to make sure that if I draw anything or if I show any of my drawings, it has to stand up next to like Bill Schwab's drawings or Brittany Lee's drawings, right? Like they have to exist in the same universe. So that was my mindset.
So it's like you kind of just have to match their freaks.
You do. You have to match their freaks. Exactly.
It fully immersed. Actually, okay. So speaking of like job on jobs, actually,
Oh, girl. Girl.
like, do you think, or like, what other niche roles in like the animation or video game industry do like students usually overlook? Like,
I look, you don't want competition. I'm like, I'm gonna be the spot that no one wants. I'm gonna be happy.
Yes. No. Okay. I mean, low-key right now in the industry, at least from what I can tell, it's brutal. It's so everything is competitive. Everyone wants to find their footing in the industry. Um, so it's hard for me to answer this because I've only lived within um, illustration and visual development and character design. Like it's not like I'm intimately familiar with the process of the other jobs and their responsibilities. But I will say, like being a production coordinator for any production, it's like they're so they need to be more appreciated. They do a lot of heavy lifting, and as far as like making sure everything is getting done on time, making sure that we're accommodated for, and like just generally steering the project along. But I will also say that it's not so much like a role in a studio, but no matter where you go, every single artist needs to be able to stand for themselves as an artist. You have to kind of become like your own marketing department and like a self-made entrepreneur. Like you really have to be able to sell yourself as an artist, and because outside of the job, you have to be able to exist as your own body. And I think that's something that a lot of people in art are like, I don't want to do that because social media is scary, and social media is like this, and I want to reject it altogether, which I get because it's depressing in there. But if you could make it manageable, it's good in the long run because you're representing yourself. You're only being able to speak for yourself. That's not influenced by anyone else. No, there's no other company that's gonna like tell you like, what the heck is all this, you know? But yeah.
That's true, because
I
at some
see.
point it'd be not just your work, it'd be also your name. So it's like when people seek out to you, it'd be more intentional.
Exactly.
I'm so smart.
That's important.
I'm kidding.
Because like if your work doesn't represent who you are as a person and you get a job from like doing that, like there's gonna be some kind of disconnect, you know, because
Of course, yeah.
like it's so much more fulfilling, or at least from what I've noticed, or at least also from what my own professors say. Like it's the best when you get to draw like the things that you like, you know.
Oh yeah, I recently had an assignment to draw basically something very anime adjacent, and I when I drew it, I felt like it was the closest I felt to like just playing around, and I was like, I just want to draw that. That's so fun.
You're like,
And
as you receive the assignment, you're like rubbing your hands together.
I'm like, this is gonna be hard, 𝐂𝐸𝐤𝐸. Yes.
That's
Oh
true.
my God.
Be the Hideo Kojima.
Yes.
So okay. Do you have any advice then for graduating students who also want to pursue careers abroad at big studios? Like it could be
Oh
about the
my.
logistics of getting there, what they would need in their reel or portfolio, networking, or just the general mindset that we should adapt.
Okay, wait. This one's a pretty hard one. There's like kind of two directions where I think, I mean, there's two big pieces of advice that I would give personally, right? Like, one of them is probably like really like real and maybe not the best thing to hear. And then the other one is like, I guess kind of normal, but I'll start with the hard one first because I think this is like the actual like real advice is that if you were to move, if you want to find work outside of your country, it's the same with me. Like, but I will acknowledge Canada to US is a lot easier because they're neighbors, right? And there's actual like a visa thing that becomes a little easier. But that separation, when you decide that you want to work for a studio in the US, you have to be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually and like fiscally prepared to do so. Like you have to be kind of prepared to like put a lot of things on the line and leave a lot of things behind in order for you to pursue this dream. So you have to kind of outweigh if that's worth it for you, because it's definitely not easy. I will say a lot of my own personal neuroses and like trauma in the workforce is certainly based off of the visa, because that is like, when you get here, if you get the job, if you're lucky to get the job and you put yourself on visa, you end up in the country, and then you slowly build your life here, and then you, it becomes like a huge ask for yourself. While you're in there, what do I do then to maintain my position here? Does it mean weighing in as many hours as possible? How does it change your ability to come back home? How often you can come back home? Because you'll be dedicating so many hours of your life towards this career. And if they pull it under your feet, like, the industry is just so crazy right now. I've seen so many people where their visas are just over and they just have to go back home. And it's like they've already established a strong life, like, in the US. It comes with a lot of fatigue, and it's quite scary, honestly, to get through it. So if anyone would want to get a job in the US or outside of the country, they have to be able to really, like, look in the mirror and be like, I am down to make this happen. And especially while you guys are young, this is probably the best time to do it, because I'm assuming you don't have, like, ties holding you, as many ties, I mean, like, assets, like enormous, like, financial assets, or like a child. If you guys have children, it's going to be way harder for you to bring them all the way to the US or wherever country that you settle in. While you're young, if you have the mobility to do it, then you have the access to do it. That becomes the avenue to which you should pursue it, right? But know that it is an arduous process. The visa part, especially now, I mean, I can't, I'm at an airport. I probably shouldn't say too much about it, but it's pretty scary, right? Like, it's, yeah, you have to do a lot, I think. So that's one advice. And the second advice is make connections while you're young. Start posting as much as you can while you're young. Truly, like, post a lot, make friends, and also try to involve yourself in the niches and communities of professionals, like, in their sphere, right? Because this industry is so small. So if one person knows you and they know your tea, it goes out to everyone, right? Like, and that's great, because it makes you feel like you're a part of this big thing. But also, you kind of have to navigate it quite carefully. And there maybe is a little bit of a social, I don't want to say social game, but there is, like, social graces that you kind of have to, like, work, right? Everyone wants to be nice to each other, so they all work together, right? That being said, there are a lot of psychos in animation. There are too many
It's
psychos.
true.
Oh,
I'm one of them, joke.
I'm one of
I'm
them.
one of them.
I'm the social climbing queen.
Yes.
But, like, I
call
think,
is coming
yeah.
from inside the building.
I'm like I'm the Kim Kardashian of animation.
Oh.
Oh no. It's important to know, like, like, the good and bad, because, like, I think for like me, and, like, I'm pretty for, like, a lot of people I know too, like, a lot of people, like, hold their career path or their dreams, like, in such high regard that, like,
Mm,
thinking about, like, all these other things that you've said a while ago, like, doesn't really, like, like, it isn't, like, the first thing that comes into mind for, like, let's say, like,
yeah.
a handful of people. And, like, when they're in that position where they're, like, suddenly shocked with all of the major changes that they have to make in their life, it's like another hurdle that I guess that could get in the way of, like, your dream too. So yeah, thanks for sharing that with
Yeah.
us, actually.
That's true.
Yeah.
And like in
Of
the social
course.
aspect, Loki, it's so difficult because how do people even talk to each other? Like, because there's a thing, a lot of people in the internet would be like, "Oh, I would like to be friends with you," but like, how do they achieve it without looking like very social climby?
Oh
Is
my
all because
god.
that's like a big part where it's like people don't want to approach
Oh
one
yeah.
another because they're all like, "Oh, they might think I'm
They might
only
think
here
I'm
to be a
weird."
clout goblin," which I mean, true, but so it's we all kind of have
Oh.
to be like clout goblins.
I think it is hard. I think maybe if you approach people with a genuine sense of interest, people can realize that. I also think people are pretty good reads of like, oh, they're only saying this because they want to get close to me. Like, um, I think the best approach really is to go at it like as like genuine people who like certain hobbies, right? Like at the end of the day, I feel like back in the day, if I'm thinking of my current list of friends, um, so much of our friendships has just been crystallized over like, oh, we really love D&D, right?
Mm.
Or like, oh, we really love this anime or this game. And then you build a rapport around that. And then they get to know you because of that. But then they also see your work if you're posting it online. And they're like, not only do they love Hoseki no Kuni or whatever, they also are like super cool and they draw this, right? So yeah, I mean, just yeah, I think it's hard because it's a pretty delicate balance of like coming off as genuine and interested and like um being clout chasey, I guess. Bottom line, don't be clout chasey. Honestly, just make friends with people and be friendly and kind and open to advice. Also, if you take classes and stuff, like if you take classes from a professional, um, they'll recognize you as one of their students, right? And then that's another way you could build a rapport with these bigger professionals. Because I mean, there it definitely is like a age divide, a generational divide between us and like the pillars of the community, right? So yeah.
So it's like you could just email someone, be like, "Do you have a mentorship open? Can I apply?" Is that a thing that's possible as well?
I feel like you can. Sometimes I get requests like that too, but maybe it's good to see if they have done it before because I always feel bad if someone asks me, I want to be your student. But then in my mind, I'm like, I don't have a mentorship open. Also, I don't know if I'm qualified to teach because I feel like I'm still learning too. I'm my own little student also. I think it depends. If it's someone who has done it before, then it's good to do it. But if they haven't done it before, maybe it's a little like you'll probably won't get a good answer because they'll just be like, I don't know, I don't have it.
I mean, we all
Yes.
never stop learning, so
That's true.
It's
that's
true,
also
right?
a thing.
Mhm.
Oh, also like with I guess just in making connections, I guess like the best way to go forward about it is just vibe while being your genuine self, and you'll see who really like
Yeah.
sticks,
That's true.
right?
I ask like all of my favorite artists, "Do you play Overwatch?"
I don't. Okay. Oh my god. My partner used to play Overwatch a lot, and so they were getting me into that and Marvel Rivals. But I'm
Oh.
so bad at FPS. I'm so
Uh.
bad. I was playing Hella because I love that. Like, if I did hit someone, I was like, oh my god, they're dead.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just
Yes.
kind of like throwing something in the wall, seeing what sticks.
Yes, but I'm so bad at it. I'm like, yes, I wish I could do it, but I'm so bad.
It's okay. They already made you too powerful by being a goated illustrator character designer.
That's true.
You're your own character.
If you were also good
Like,
at Hella, it would be over. Like
You'd be too powerful.
that's too much. That's
you'd be
too much. God had to nerf you, low key.
It's too greedy. It's just too greedy. That's so funny.
Oh, that was such a fruitful conversation about
It's only fruitful because we're talking about what you're interested in. The rest, jobs, no. Marvel Rivals,
yeah.
like,
well, yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Wait, no, this is like Loki so unhinged. But do you watch Mike's Mike?
I do.
Oh my god!
Of course. Okay, wait. So like I found out recently, I think my partner found out that like, wait, I think he's following you on Instagram. And I was like, what? Because like I follow him on like everything. Because I like, oh my god, Mike's Mike is so funny.
No, because
don't
I
know.
saw it. Because you kept doing this. Oh, like you watch Mike's Mike, don't you?
Oh no, actually that part is just me being like, girl.
Gag! I clocked your tea.
You clocked my
God.
tea, girl. What the hell?
Very
I'm so
gnarly.
jealous. I love Mike's Mike as well. I wish he was following me.
I know.
You're like, okay. So last
We're like
gnarly.
nerding out now. We're nerding out.
Yeah, we're just
Got-
kind of.
gotten to a
Oh my
point.
god.
Well, anyway, now that we're like in a like pretty good vibe right now, do you have like what's like your favorite memory being in this? You know, so far, what is your favorite memory of being in this industry of like in your career right now? You know, what was your favorite project to work on? I guess.
Oh my god. Favorite memory. Well, honestly, I'd say like maybe the most like fulfilling moment was working on Matangi from Moana 2. I mean, honestly, I don't think I would have gone into like the field that I am in without watching Moana, which is like, I guess, I don't know. I kind of like, I remember watching it in school and then being like, oh, I want to do this, because watching Moana 1 really helped me set a tone, because I was like, oh, there's artists who are telling like specific anthropological folklore about a culture that was underrepresented. And they're showing it pretty like respectfully, and like at least for me, right? And like being able to create this kind of fiction, it's like they were creating a modern mythology that I thought was really beautiful and wonderful to see. And I was like, oh, I would love to contribute to that in my own way. At the time, especially, like I didn't feel like I saw anything with like Filipino culture. And Moana, the Polynesian vibe gave me like pre-colonial vibes. I was like, you know what, girl, I'll take what I can get. This is the closest thing we got now. And so working on Moana 2 was really like a full circle moment. I actually did a lot of things like, it was all very sneaky, where I would incorporate, there's like one design of Moana where she has like armor, and the weave that I chose for the armor is from Filipino basket weaving.
Yeah.
So I'd hide that in certain details. And then for Matangi, I love working on her because, one, she's a baddie. Actually, there's so
She
much
is.
art of Matangi. There's art in the art book that I'm like, they didn't even put it in there. But she is like huge, and she has this halo of bats. And I was kind of channeling a little bit of like, I don't know. I guess in retrospect, it was a little Virgin Mary vibes. Like, God, maybe one day I'll post it, but working on that as a whole package and doing all this research and having the director give me like traditional tapa from his culture, or asking people of the culture this, and then later receiving like information back, like, or reception back from cultural consultants about, oh, you treated this so well, or like this is really respectful and representational of our culture. I even got I was even scrolling on TikTok, and I saw some Polynesian people have been, Melanesian people, Micronesian people felt really moved at the ending of that film, because they saw like themselves in the crowds that I drew. And I thought, you know what? I cried, because I was like, oh, I think I did something then. Like I felt like I actually really like reached someone there. There's so many times where you work in the industry and you make a design, and then it gets handed off to like 20 people. And by the time it hits the screen, it's so far removed from what you've done, right? But with that one, I felt like they saw what I was giving at the very end. And that was very heartwarming for me. I felt like, oh, all the suffering is kind of worth it in that way.
Oh, it's
That's
that's
really
beautiful.
nice.
I, my eyes were like watering. I was like, I was getting goosebumps. Oh my god,
Yeah.
public
Like, this is
speaking
also-
queen. That is so beautiful. Like
Yeah, just
having to
hearing-
learn about cultures, I think, is
Yeah.
one of the very best aspects of art, because in a way we are kind of retaining what they are supposed to represent in our own way.
Yes.
Mhm.
it's so hard being an artist. You have to suddenly become an expert of the things that you're showing and sharing. You have to, if you're working on a mech piece, you suddenly have to learn a little bit of engineering.
That's true.
Or if you're doing some animal stuff, you have to suddenly become a zoologist. You have to be a kind of just like a constant student. And it's a little tiring, but also it's kind of fun to be able to
It's very
do it.
fulfilling once it actually
Mhm.
like goes into fruition because you're like, who made that? They're like there are like glowing signs pointing at you.
Glowing signs. No, it's that
Yes.
guy, that the one with the blue shirts, like me. But yeah,
No, Loki, this is what you were saying. I felt it was the same feeling that I felt when Bad Bunny started listing every country in America. And I was like, he said Philippines in there somewhere.
Yes, I felt the same way. Actually, when he legitimately said Canada, I was like, I don't know why we're in it, but okay.
It's like, oh, I'm not from Canada. I'm from Canada.
Canada.
So that's pretty much like all of our questions. Actually, that was
Yeah.
so lovely. I felt
Very
a loving
Yay.
atmosphere in
Oh, I'm so glad.
wherever. Yeah.
felt very represented. Yes.
Yay.
Yeah.
So I think before we can conclude, we actually have a little something that we would like to show. Okay, I shall go share my screen. I think I'm able to see it.
Oh my god, wait. I'm excited. Wait, where is it?
There, it's getting there.
We drew you and Rosie.
Yes.
Oh
The beloved.
thank you. Oh my
Okay.
god, you drew Marielle too. And you made me look so snatched. Hey.
Yay!
You're so cute.
Adding the Rio de Janeiro lighting.
Yes.
Rio
I
de
love-
Janeiro.
Not Rio de
Oh
Janeiro.
wait, you guys, you should
I
Ada
love
and Dana,
it.
you should put your ats and chat.
Please.
Yes.
It wasn't there in the Canva.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
Oh
Oh,
my
I feel
god.
so shy. I don't want to plug my work. You first, Ade. Oh, okay, there you are.
That's me. That's
Where?
me.
I love it. Thank you.
Thank you
Don't
so
okay.
much. I'll
I
go-
don't post. I will
I
post
think
a
we
lot
can
more eventually.
send it to we'll send it to Ade, and then it will be forwarded probably like along with the gift card email. So yeah.
That's
Oh my god, we're
Yes,
gonna be
yes.
actual. Oh, I'm kidding.
Yes.
No,
Send it
one
to
of
me.
my
I'm
one of my Filipinos for real.
yes.
Period.
very-
Aw.
Period.
Thank you for drawing this. This is so beautiful. I'm
Thank
so
you
touched.
so much.
Thank you so much.
too.
Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Of
Giving?
course. Giving.
It's giving.
It's giving.
Truly. So
How do people
yeah.
even like say that? Like, thank you for lending us your time.
yeah, thank you for
Something
lending
like that.
Yeah, something along-
Lending.
Landing.
That's like that was so Filipino. Like they repeat the word twice. Landing.
Yeah.
Landing.
Mga Salvadorisms.
I love that. I've been watching so much Drag Race Philippines, and I'm just like, oh my god, I love
Going crashing out. This
Yeah, we're
entire
Yes.
Tweet
like,
genuinely. I'm tweet genuinely tweeting.
this is
it.
like
It's like so good.
That's true. I love Marina Summers. Like, did you see the one where she drops her outfit when in the Call Me Mother? Like the Call Me Mother lip sync.
Yes. My
The
favorite.
gathering.
Oh, I love. Oh my god, what's her name? I am the universe. The universe is me. No. She's like.
That's literally my Discord bios. You didn't just eliminate me. I eliminated myself.
Eliminated myself.
Because I am you. You are me. We are all one within.
Within.
I feel so seen. We're all so seen,
That's
guys.
so funny.
But yes,
Oh my
this
God.
concludes our joyful time.
Yes.
Yes.
That was the end of our yap session.
Thank you again
Yes.
so much. What?
Yes. Thank you very, very much.
Yes, it
Thank you
was
for
such a-
having me.
Of
You're welcome.
Thank
Oh,
you,
Oh,
Thank you for
so
being
much.
here with
It
us.
really
I'm
is.
happy
I'll
Chinese
tell
New
her.
Year.
Oh yeah,
That's
happy
true.
Chinese New Year.
Yes, Chinese New Year. Okay.
Even the tone.
It's Year
Oh
of
my
the Horse.
god. Yes.
Horse?
Year of the horse. Okay. Okay.
For all
New
the
Year.
All right. Well,
All
I'll
right.
see you guys.
See you.
Thank you
See you
again.
again.
much.
Bye.
Mwah.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye
Goodbye.
bye. We
We
are
are
Nemo's
Nemo's
Corner.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope that you enjoy. Catch us on our other episode releases.
That's true.